Yo, and we have another video for you guys, and it's Tyson Beckford. He apparently had like some beef with Diddy. I know I got another story. So Tyson Beckford reflects on the alleged fight with Diddy and his entourage. Crazy, right? Pretty boy Tyson Beckford fighting with Diddy. Who would have thought? According to Tyson Beckford, he had to get 6 stitches after his alleged altercation with Diddy and his crew. Dang, man, you fight Diddy and you come out alive? I thought he might have blew his car up. During a recent appearance on the Breakfast Club, Tyson Beckford revealed that he once allegedly got into a fight with Diddy and his crew. According to him, it all started when Diddy's affiliate and stylist Groovy Lou asked him to take a photo with a woman he was with outside of a tattoo shop in New York City. I said, "Yo, my man, I'm having a conversation," he explained to Bossip. He started getting tough. I said, "Lou, don't talk to me like that." Next thing you know, he swung on me. Beckford continued, alleging that he was left with a bloody head injury and had to get 6 stitches. Allegedly, tensions continued to grow, and Lou left to get Diddy and other members of their crew. When they returned, Beckford claimed his friend went to get a gun from the vehicle. I said, "Look, only I've got 5 shells in here." He remembered. Puffy, you going to get it first. I'm going to shower the rest of y'all with it. Crazy, innit? Luckily, no shots were fired. I could have saved the world a whole lot of trouble and took him out back then, Beckford joked. But then where would I be? He would be in prison. And ain't seen the man in years, but yeah, you know, don't mess with me. Earlier this month, Diddy's federal trial came to an end, blah 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 blah, yeah. That was crazy. But here we go. That was one beef between Tyson Beckford and Diddy. Here's another one. What happened between Tyson Beckford and Diddy? So apparently, supermodel Tyson Beckford was once the face of Diddy's Sean John clothing line, a high-profile partnership that initially looked promising, but behind the scenes, the business began to sour and eventually ended up in court. In a candid interview, Beckford revealed he was never fully paid for his work despite being owed $1.2 million. Man, Diddy must be one of the cheapest billionaires out there. This man come and work for you as a model and you ain't even paid him fully. You know, something really baffles me. I mean, I understand he lives on Star Island. That place must be really expensive because he's cheaping out on escorts, not paying them fully, and he ain't paying them more models fully. Man, pay the piper, Diddy. I still to this day don't understand what was going on because I thought we were good, Beckford said. He reached out to me and I don't know, man. I heard rumors that they felt like I was getting too big. Okay, what began as a creative partnership soured into a prolonged contract dispute that Beckford still doesn't fully understand. Beckford eventually took legal action against Diddy, suing him for $5 million and receiving only 2 of the 4 promising payments. Damn, you sue the guy, he even pay you, pay you twice. Man. So apparently Beckford just walked out. He ain't bothered modelling his Sean John clothing. At the time, Beckford didn't even think about much of it, but in hindsight, the warning felt more, let's say. I remember the late, great Black Rob telling me, "You're gonna run into some problems, my dude." At the time, Tyson Beckford didn't think much of it, but in hindsight, the warning feels more grounded. Yeah. Black Rob was on his label. And here's Black Rob. Got a nice picture of Black Rob there. That's a nice picture of him and Diddy. They look like best of buddies, right? So that's how Tyson Beckford thought him and Diddy were. They thought they were good pals. Then you end up like this, where Diddy leaves you high and dry and dead, dying of kidney failure, where he spends all his money on free coughs. The amount of money he has, he could have helped this dude. At least tried to help him. You're near enough a billionaire and a guy who propped up your whole label in the early 2000s, you leave him to die while you spend money on escorts, male escorts. It just doesn't sit right to me that Diddy does these things. And look like even during that time, during Sean John, I remember he was another model for Sean John as well. Well, not like model, but yeah, he was modeling the clothing. And at that time, like, he was running into problems with Diddy. Like, everybody on his label was running into problems with Diddy. Black Rob, Shine, look what he did to Shine. You know, he left him hanging high and dry in prison. Loon, you know, there's so many. Look, 112. They saying that they're not even getting paid. They said that Diddy was taking all the money. So then you had all these like Gene Deals and all this stuff about Biggie wanting to leave the label. At first sight, yeah, I remember when I was young, so I see in this guy in the videos, you think these two are best of buddies. But you know, appearances can be deceiving. Because someone's all up in your videos dancing around saying, haha, yeah, that's right, in the background, don't mean you and them are good buddies. When it comes to money, people are very, very strange when it comes to you getting back your change. And that's Diddy. He don't want to pay people. He want the money for himself. But there ain't nobody that been on his label that has anything really good to say about him. That's how bad things are. And even people that are modeling for him don't have nothing good to say about him. So, go to show, man, Diddy's got a lot of enemies. So after he comes out of his prison sentence, you think it's over for Diddy? No, it's not over for Diddy. Diddy's got a lot of legal problems he has to deal with. But he's got NBC and other. Because he's trying to sue people making documentaries about him, because he feels like it's slandering his name. It's making him look bad. So he's trying to sue them for 100 million. But they're counter suing him for the same amount. So we'll see. So he's going to lose money in that. That's going to bankrupt him. Then you got all the civil suits as well. Most of them will be thrown out. Because you know, people like Little Rod, they're just laughable. But some of them, he will settle behind the scenes. Because he's going to do what Shannon Sharp did. Because he knows most of it is true. I'm not saying all of it, but there's going to be a lot out there that's going to pop up. And it's going to be a point where he knows to himself he did that. Just like with the Cassie stuff. He knows he did it, and he's going to just behind the scene settle. And we don't know how much he's going to settle for, but it's going to be millions. And that's more coming out of his pocket. But I don't think Diddy will ever be truly broke. But then what would happen? He would have to scale back, because he's no longer bringing in the money to keep up the lifestyle of living on Star Island. And I'm sure he's trying to sell that mansion as well. And the lifestyle will change. So he's going to scale down. But he's never going to be completely broke. You just see him scaling down all the braggadociousness, the private jets. We heard that he's trying to sell the private jet. So it's not like completely broke, but it's scaling down. At one point he was just growing, but now he's grown so much. It's like what goes up must come down. He was just keep going. He would just keep going up. But now he's at a level where he's at a decline, because he can't grow anymore now. At one point he could have just kept on growing. Everybody declines because people slow down in their work progress. But when your career gets a knock with something very controversial, or you go to prison, yeah, you're gonna get a decline, and your living expenses have to get a hit as well. That's what's gonna happen. So you're gonna see Diddy just start to decline more and more and more. You're gonna see him selling off more assets, parts of businesses, until you just don't really see him much anymore, and he's just gonna be taking the last couple of million and just hide away. I know it sounds a bit ridiculous because he's saying that he's gonna launch all these big companies with Kanye. That's about as crazy as anything else, you know. That's about as crazy as Hitler coming back from the dead and praising Kanye for his song. That's not gonna happen, right? Hitler's gonna say, "Well, whoa, that dude made a song called Hail Hitler? I never would have thought." You know, the zombie Hitler. That's me joking around. That's not gonna happen. And also, all these big companies between Kanye West and Diddy, and these big endorsement deals. Who? Who gonna touch Kanye West with a barge pole? Who gonna touch Diddy with a barge pole? Nobody. It's delusional. I'm sitting down there reading this stuff. I'm thinking like, this guy's delusional, right? I mean, you know, it's like, come on, really? Anyway, I'm out.